into. We just show up one day and we're like, look, man, we just couldn't afford to pay you. How about this brisket? Yeah. He's like, look, man, that ain't gonna work.
No, we're gonna get a call Sunday back. Yeah, we're interested in the show. No, we don't want you. We just want Raul.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I think like when society breaks down, like brisket is going to be a currency. Like
we don't own cows, dude. we're
going to have to like barter that.
We're shooting other people's cows and dragging them off. That's not a good thing. That's how you get killed. I don't know. Is that
wrestling? We don't want to wrestle.
Yeah, we're walking around with like
wrestling.
I think you can get shot over that or hung. Still today in Texas, I think that's still on the books.
Yeah, cattle wrestling.
Yeah, don't steal cows.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, you just go to jail or something. But
he says you get hung.
Well, it's on the books, but they don't hang anybody in Texas.
Right. You don't know.
But just hypothetically, if brisket was a currency, are we talking like one slice of brisket? Is that like equivalent to what kind of trade, sir? what kind of services are we trading?
More, please.
Depends upon where the world's at that point,
brisket,
right?
Please.
Yeah, like if I had like a plumbing issue and I had a plumber come to fix said pipes or whatever, and it's like that'll be 20 brisket slices.
No, hold on. You're like, hey, look, you got it out, and you slice one. You're like, is that enough? You go to slice another one. Is that enough?
He just
keeps going.
More.
Yeah, right. I like that. That's weird. Well, cheers to that.
Yeah. Hey, Grabbing the Brisket podcast coming in. We're not coming from down under, but we're fixing to be visited down under by Jess.
It sounds really good the way you said that. Like,
she's really in Texas.
She is.
She lives here.
Right.
She's Texan.
She's from under?
Probably shouldn't say anything.
Texas down under, under from.
Less is more.
We don't even know.
Less is more. We're not even talking about that.
Leave that in there.
Yeah, we do. We have a really good show planned for you guys. We do have Jess Pryles, Hargrove Carnivore, coming up. And I cannot wait to get her on. This is her third appearance.
It's a three-peat.
Three-peat. And you look, that's when you know that you've hooked them, right? They're on the reel. They just keep coming back for more. And I'm hoping to have a really good conversation with her, a really good podcast. And I think we're going to dive into more of just, it's easy to ask all the basic questions. Yeah. We're going to get into more of Jess,
get to know Jess for sure.
Right. And then we've got a whole slew of stuff planned for this podcast. So yeah.
That's true.
Let's go.
We were talking about brisket currency, but we did get a little brisket voicemail, some pictures and video or whatnot sent in. Maybe we can blast that out real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, guys. Perry Brooks. Hadn't called in a while, man. I just want to let y'all know that I don't know if this is a win, a fail, or just a good bit of information. But spoke to 89 Brisket, John, James. Y'all already know about this, but I did it in a pit boss, and I came up with an idea of wrapping it. I guess we all three came up with the idea of wrapping it in butcher paper. Well, at the meat market, we didn't have any butcher paper. So the only paper I had was wax paper. And I know you're not supposed to use wax paper, but, I messaged y'all and figured that if I flip it and put the wax outside, then it should be okay. Come to find out that it did work. It was very moist. Moist. Yeah, it worked. I'm not a fan of a pellet smoker. I'm a stick burner. Always will be. But I sent y'all some pictures, and, you can use wax paper to wrap a brisket as long as you flip it and have the wax outside. So take a look at the pictures. It looks good. The bark wasn't there because I feel like that it couldn't penetrate because of the wax. But A9 brisket, for most people, they would like it. Little bitty smoke ring on it, bin test, hold on its own test. The flavor profile I didn't like, but then again, I'm cooking with sawdust. So there you go, guys. Merry Christmas. Y'all be good. Jan, you're a little bitch, baby.
Always, man.
He is the best.
Oh, man, Perry.
I like he said I'm cooking with sawdust.
Perry. Listen, I love the effort. I've actually thought about this for a long time. Does wax paper work? And would it just shut off the backside? Does it seep into the paper? Does it do anything? Right? Does it hinder the bark being set up or anything else? And so I really appreciate him putting that video out there, because I think it all tells us, like, hey, you know what? If just try it out. Try it for yourself. I mean, obviously, was it A9? Was it A9?
That's a gorgeous brisket.
A9 brisket.
And it's very fitting, because I did see the tag on that thing. It is Australian Wagyu.
Yeah.
So and maybe that's something that we can bring up to Jess, because I know we've had this conversation on the podcast many of times, talking about how the grading of prime nowadays looks very different from the grading of prime previously that we've seen,
like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, 5 years ago. It just seems like the prime briskets were a lot more marbled than what they are now.
Yeah, and well,
they're lumping it all into prime at this point.
Something, I don't know. How it grades, or are they softened a little bit because of the constraints on the markets,
Right.
and how much they're having to produce, and
It's the demand.
how
The demand's so high.
popular how
Yeah.
popular barbecue is. Barbecue it's not even at its height right now. Think about that. And they predicted, like, I was reading a few articles today in spare time, and it just looking at how many restaurants opened up, and the article, I think it was a Texas Monthly article, it was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but the writer was saying, I fear one day, that I won't be able to make it to some of these restaurants because they're going to close before I get there, or you're not going to have this type of food or whatever. He said, but in reality, you may have 100 plus locations closed in the next 5 years, right? He said, but in the next 6 months, you're going to have potentially 100 new restaurants.
Right, they're
open
popping up like crazy.
in 6 months. So that's how popular this really is. And I don't know. I think it's definitely speaks volumes to what that does to the meat market, what it does to ranchers, what it does to the quality. And it's like, how can you just keep raising? Are you butchering earlier? Are you letting them get to the marble stage they need to get to? I have no idea. I don't raise cattle for a living.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's something that Jess can chime in on.
Yeah.
Even just Snake River Farms, it seems like and I'm not going to say quality. I'm not saying their quality is crap.
It's good.
But their quality seems like it has changed just a little bit. And maybe it's just what we are receiving versus what is being put out there because I know they do contracts with certain barbecue restaurants where they get the golds, they get the really prime stuff. And then when you order one for when we do competitions, it just has not been the same as we've seen
So the
before in the
secret-
past.
It's a little more hit or miss.
Well, the secret to that is, in just talking to some of the guys, is obviously you can't go in and order the 14 to 15 pound
You gotta get the
brisket.
biggest one.
You got to go all the way in, and that's what tells, like, and that's one of those things, like when you're ordering that, because you cut it down to people a small amount of people are ordering that size of brisket, right? Everybody's trying to order the 10, 12 pound or whatever it is because it's more affordable, right? You can buy that for 140 bucks. But trying to order the 20 plus pound, you're paying $270 for that brisket. Think about that, $270 for a brisket, but the damn thing it's like butter. Yeah. So, I mean, do you even have to cook it? I'm just kidding. You have to cook it.
You probably
gotta
should. You should probably cook
You
it.
probably
It'd probably be
It
better.
cooks itself. Just don't put it on a pellet grill.
Yeah.
Just
right.
kidding.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get into this,
We'll get into it.
and hopefully, I think over we start traveling more and more places we go to and see. Obviously, I think everybody's talking about this. Not just competitions are more popular than they ever have been. I mean, 20 years ago, you had bar cook-offs, and you had KCBS, and you had other sanctioned bodies, whatever else, ICBA, but it wasn't like this. It's crazy. But it's fun, and I think that, like, it is a sport now, where 20 years ago, it never felt like a sport. It felt like, okay, you went down to your local hardware store and you got them to pitch in $100, and you got, the Safeway down the street to furnish some meat, and that's how it was back then. It's a business now, and it's business for teams, and you got teams raising big time money,
Right.
to fund their cook-offs, and I don't know, man. It's barbecue, man. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah. I think there's a way to level everything, level the playing field.
Yeah.
And control it kind of like they do at the steak cook-offs. to where they provide the meat. This is what you cook and go at it. As opposed to this team over here I can go out here and buy
We're rich.
$300 brisket.
rich.
Right.
And I'll pick from the best.
We've
and then
talked
the
about
rest
this
goes
before,
whatever,
right?
but
Like,
yeah.
doing a cook-off where we provided everybody a choice brisket, and that's what you cooked, or a select brisket, or
I think
whatever.
you got to do. I think you got to do a better brisket.
Well,
than
as
that, I
everybody's
think.
doing the same thing, I don't think it matters.
Well, no, I agree.
You gotta have a lot more skill to make a really
like-
good select brisket.
I like good brisket, so
Okay, if you're judging it,
yeah,
it needs
100%.
to be. Okay.
So I mean, like if that's the thing though, we could do it right now. We could set up a competition right now and say do I don't know a 30-team invitational only, and we provide I don't know every team gets one brisket. You only provide one because in steak you get two, but obviously it's a lot more expensive to do 2 briskets. But you could provide 2 briskets and do a snake method and say you pick your briskets out here. I don't care what you cook them on, whatever else, and here's your window and go start. And that's a timetable that you know. I think you have teams that check in and they go, I'm going to cut the damn thing down to a 1 foot by 9 inches or 11 inches, and I'm going to cook that one piece. And you have the group that goes in and cooks the entire packer,
Right, the whole
right.
thing.
And so one group cooks their brisket in 6 hours, and one group cooks their brisket in 14 hours. You know, I mean that's
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah. We'll get into another episode, but let's talk a little bit about. I've had 3 days off, man. It's been beautiful not having to go to work, just doing whatever I wanted to do for the last 3 days. It has been fantastic. I really love getting up in the morning, being able to make a little breakfast for the kiddos, send her off to whatever. But then after that, it's like, what do I do? What do I do with my life? So today I met with John. Me and him went out and had a little lunch.
It was really nice.
We had a little lunch.
Really had a
earlier.
good time.
We actually went
good.
to 2 different taverns.
Right.
And it was pretty cool.
Right. It was so fun.
We didn't invite you, Jan.
Yeah,
but,
you should have hit me up or something. We could you could have went with us.
I hit you up the other day, and you're like, I'm in Colorado.
Well, I was in Colorado.
It was Monday, by the way.
Yeah, I was not home.
I like how Monday you're busy. I'm washing my hair. Friday you're out bar hopping, having your best life. By the way, I called you earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, we talked.
Oh, yeah, we did.
You were backing up your travel trailer, saying I gotta get the trailer out. I've got to get all cleaned up. I got a busy day today, and then immediately that's followed up by you two guys are at Little Woodrow's off of 45, having the best freaking time of your life.
just checking it out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one little funny story there. It's like, obviously, they don't have a full kitchen there, but they do have a slider burger bar. I think it's 5 p.m. and later. But you can get pizza and you can get some subs or whatever. So I was like, all right, let me dial into some Italian sub. I think it was like some type of turkey sandwich. I was like, money, let's do that. But let me get no cheese on that. And then it rolls back, and she comes back like maybe 20 minutes later. It was probably shorter than that.
It's like cheese.
She drops it down. There's cheese all over it. Just melted like provolone or melted pepper jack. I was like, dang.
Look good.
Roll back over. I was like, hey, I asked for no cheese. She's like, they put cheese on that? I was like, oh, that's got to be someone else's order. Meanwhile, I've already like opened it up. And I've
Fingered
already
it.
like peeled the cheese back and just like, oh, no, that's definitely cheese. And then put it back. And then she's like, oh, that's somebody else's. They gave you somebody else's. So she picked it up and she rolled right around the corner on the other side of the bar. And we lost it from there. I don't know if somebody else got it, but I was like, John, is she giving somebody else
think
that?
she gave it to someone else.
I just fingered all over that thing. I was like, okay. But she did come back with the sandwich. It was great. John ordered like a friggin' like large pizza.
No, it was labeled as a flatbread. It came out. It was like seriously like probably a 14-inch.
16.
Yeah, 16. It was huge. I was like, what? I ate 2 slices.
Yeah.
Then left it in the back of James's truck.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad
Ask
for either
him-
one of you.
Ask him what was on the pizza.
I don't care. I don't feel bad for you guys. Great. You got some cheese on your sub while you were just hanging out. Oh, your pizza's too big. Wow.
Ask him what was on his
Wow.
pizza.
First world problems, all I'm saying. What was on your pizza?
Just some ham and some jalapeno and whatever.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah, it was good. Really good pizza.
What was it?
They had good pizza there. I
Pineapple.
thought. And pineapple. Yeah.
Oh, you had pineapple on your pizza.
Pineapple.
You like
ham
that?
and
I
jalapenos.
love jalapeno pineapples. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Good. Yeah, it's weird. It's got a cool texture to it.
Were
Feels
you
like-
expecting him to like, totally jump down my throat?
Kind of, sort of.
That's weird, James.
Yeah.
Guess
I mean, I don't eat pizza, so I
said
can't really
kinda,
like
sorta.
engage.
right now I'm
in-
just trying to.
can't really engage into that thing between you guys that y'all have with your shared love for pineapple pizza. But hey, y'all do y'all.
Yeah, I know we are. And listen, right now, anything you're going to tell me in a second, I'm just going to do the opposite, and vice versa, James. So I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do, right?
Freak out.
Yeah. It'd be nice to get a call. That's all I'm saying.
I did talk to you. Remember
Right.
we talked?
You're
talking about the camper.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I had to get off the phone. I was leaving. I had to go see James.
I'm fixing to leave in a second. Yeah. Whatever. No, it's cool. I actually want to go there. I heard the place has like some 200-inch televisions or something.
Huge.
It's
huge.
Yeah, they're
Huge TVs.
it's a lot of televisions outside, right? So it's big, huge outdoor park
And a big slide.
and a big slide, which is weird. You keep saying that.
Well, there's a slide at the bar. I think it's cool.
What does that mean?
What does slide mean or bar?
Is the bar upstairs?
And but
No.
it's like a 2-story slide.
Like the ones you see at the fair with the multiple lanes, the whoop, whoop,
yeah.
little
you,
bumps.
You jump in the
Yeah.
potato sack and just like
Yeah.
Like for kids?
Yeah, but it's for adults. No kids allowed, I
Right.
guess.
you have to sign a waiver to
Yeah.
partake.
Alcohol and a 2-story slide sounds
Yes.
phenomenal.
Oh, another
Yeah.
one fell off the side.
We did
Yeah.
say they have 0 injuries so far.
These
Right.
opened up like a month ago.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. Good for them.
They'll be tearing that down soon.
Hey, you know
Exactly.
what? Broke my arm. Sign a waiver. I love that. That's great. You know what? That's how we are as a society. Like, here, you could do whatever you want.
Just sign this.
Just don't sue me.
Yeah,
Right,
you can't
exactly.
sue me. Sorry, I got his John Hancock on that motherfucker. That's the American way, right? Or the ever way, because if you don't, you just get sued.
Yeah. What would be the worst currency to be paid in, meat-wise?
Meat wise, frogwa, pate,
Escargot.
pate.
Wait, what is pate? That's like mushy something.
It's
or
like
other.
looks like cat food.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but I don't know what
It's
it
like
is.
duck.
It tastes like cat food.
It's like
bro.
duck. It's like ground up duck or
Like
something.
duck liver? I think it's liver.
What's frogwa? It's like that's duck liver too, but it's not ground or something.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We're
I
not
don't know.
cultured enough. We don't know
Right.
We are very
He,
cultured.
he meant out of the main 4 meats.
Yeah, right.
In that case, I'm going pulled pork.
What's the worst currency of meat to be paid into? Like, are you starving? Because if you're starving, James, I'm telling you right now, you'll eat anything. But
Okay, well, this is
that turned.
riveting.
No,
That
no
that
answers
hurt.
there. All right,
Yeah,
we will
okay.
move along. Hey, let's
Keep it
jump
moving.
into the barbecue news.
Ooh, hot off the grill, barbecue news. Oh, he's on it tonight.
Raul.
Yeah, brought to you by the
Scoreboard.
NBBQA and the Barbecue News magazine. The first one is I heard from Kel today, the Awards of Excellence. They had over 600 entries. This is the most they've ever had. And NBBQA has been around for a long time, so
That's it.
hopefully we got some stiff competition this year.
I
mean?
think we do.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
I think we do.
hope so. And then the other thing we talked last week with old Greg Rempe about Memphis in May and the new cook-off and all the drama going
Yep.
on over there.
Yep, the whole
Well, they
dynamic.
just announced, I don't know if it's, I think it might have been yesterday, that new cook-off, which still doesn't have a name, their festivals, the overall prize money for that cook-off, take a guess.
$10,000.
$250,000.
What? Which one is?
$250,000.
Which one is this?
This is the new one,
The one that's competing against
Memphis in May.
Memphis in May.
Is this the one that the Memphis May guys are trying to put on now, or is this the one that the city's putting on?
The city. This is not Memphis in May. This is going to be the one that's competing with Memphis in May.
How did we get into that one?
Right? So the grand
just
champion, grand champion's purse. So if you grand champion this
GC.
thing, yep, $50,000.
How do we get into that one?
Right? I guess you sign up. I guess you just sign the hell up.
Okay. I not that we could win it or anything like that.
I'm pretty sure they said. Well, how did they say this? It was the largest pork barbecue competition purse ever, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know of any bigger ones anyway, but that's a lot of money. They're clearly like drawing a line in the sand here. Like, now we're going to compete. We want to take your competitors.
Look,
Memphis.
here's the
and
deal. You set the bar. You set the bar at 250. It's going to be at 250, and every year it's going to jump up.
right. But do you guys
Until
think?
nobody shows up.
Do you think no one will show up? I think.
Oh,
I think
dude.
there's going to be some
I
people
think
that are
I'll
like.
show up.
I think there's going to be some big names surprise us and be like, yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead.
You're gonna have
and
some backyard cookers show up.
win.
He spent $400 on a barbecue pit and
pop-up?
Yeah, and some freaking I don't know what's natural light or something, and going to win that motherfucker, and go like, you know what I mean? And he's going to have every sponsor, everything coming. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
It's huge.
It's beautiful. I love
It's amazing.
So do you think there'll be a couple big names that jump the?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
We saw, listened to the interview with Greg Rempe that he did with Malcolm Reed and Heath Riles, and that was one of the deals where he was like, "Are you going to go or stay or go, whatever?" And one of the things like, well, how much money? I mean, if it's basically it was like, what's going to take you to go? And that was one of the things that like a huge. Purse.
He said it would have to be huge. He said $2,000 and they cover your fees. He said, I'd pay you $2,000 not to go. So that's a lot of money.
What's the purse on the other side?
I don't know. It's not that much.
I mean, like
I'm not sure.
100,000.
Again, I don't know.
Do you know anything when it comes to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo? Their barbecue? What does the money look like there?
James, you volunteer there. What do you know about that?
Volunteer there.
Hey, way to go.
Fun fact.
He'll tell you how much he volunteers.
Yeah, there is actually, I don't think, any money involved. I don't think you get
it's for kids.
$8 amount.
Yeah, so I think
you get the trophy, you get a belt buckle. Other than that,
it's
I don't think
prestigious.
It's all fundraiser, right?
It's more prestigious to win that than anything. I don't think you win money.
That's right. Yeah, it's not about, and I think that's what makes Houston so much different. I mean, I know there's other ones out there that know that, but everything goes back to scholarships for Houston, right? So even when you go and buy an animal or go and whatever, you're giving money back to a scholarship or City of Houston.
Yeah. It's all for the kids.
That's right.
Well, City of Houston.
Yeah. I like to give back to my pockets a little bit.
You're paying the Astrodome rent for another week or two.
That's all I got for the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news.
There it is. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Should we pay some bills and hear from Frank and some friends and Oddpods and all that kind of stuff real quick?
Yes,
I think we should.
Smoking meats isn't just cooking, it's an art form. The aroma, those deep flavors, the patience, it's a whole experience.
And behind every great artist, there's the right set of tools. If you're aiming to build your own barbecue pit or dreaming of a custom design tailored just for you, SmokerBuilder.com has your back.
Led by Frank Cox, their expertise is unmatched. Offering blueprints, kits, and insights, they turn every barbecue dream into a flavorful reality.
Imagine your backyard, the center of attention, and at the heart of it, a smoker that's uniquely yours.
It's more than just equipment. It's about crafting those unforgettable moments. And with the guidance of Frank and his team, you're setting the stage for magic.
So whether you're a seasoned pit master or taking your first steps into the smoky world,
head over to SmokerBuilder.com, fill up your carts, and be sure to use the promo code GRABTHEBRISKET in all caps to receive your 10% discount. Smoke on.
Threw down some ribs last night, used the Chicks That Smoke Spicy Rub. Mind blown.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue All-Purpose Rub, dude, it is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, if you folks have not given it a shot, you need to.
Honestly, your barbecue will thank you.
Chicks That Smoke, it's at Sucklebusters.com.
Whether it's a casual backyard grilling session or high-pressure world barbecue competition, one thing's certain. The drink by your side needs to be ice cold.
Absolutely, and that's where YETI Coolers come in. Every time I'm grilling in my backyard, I trust YETI to keep things cold.
And in the midst of barbecue competitions, with all that heat and intensity, YETI's a game changer, ensuring those drinks stay chilled.
So whether you're perfecting the burger flip or aiming for barbecue gold, YETI's got your back. Here's to cooler moments, no matter where you grill.
Cheers.
And now it's time for Frank Knows What's Wrong With It. As always, send in your questions to 434-829-2299 or shoot us an email at info@grabtheminthebrisket.com.
Hey guys, Frank Cox here. I'm back with another question from you guys for Frank Knows What's Wrong With It. So today's question is from Will D, and his question is, what's the best way to clean out a drum smoker? Okay, that's a great question, Will, and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. First thing you ought to know if you've never cooked in a drum smoker is that all of the fat and everything renders and goes down to the bottom of the cooker. This can, if you inject heavily or use very fatty meat like pork butts that have a lot of fat marble in them, especially when they're injected, this can leave a good pile of grease in the bottom of that drum. Now, when you take your charcoal basket out, stuff like that, you really should clean this out every couple of cooks or every cook, right? Most of you don't do that, it's okay. So what you're going to do is you need some kind of a scraper first. I usually put this drum on, like if it's a really pretty paint job, we'll set it on some sawhorses or something with some cardboard down where I can reach in there without getting down on the ground. Take a putty knife of some kind and you're going to scrape the bottom of the barrel out. Then once you're done with that, you're going to take a power washer or just a water hose, whatever, and you're going to try to rinse all of that out. Now, I do not use any cleaners. I don't use any soap, just like we talked about with seasoning cast iron. You're not going to use any chemicals to clean this out. If you do, it's okay. You just got to make sure that you rinse it out very, very, very good and season it immediately, because that oily film is what's going to protect the inside of it from rusting. So anyway, once you get all that grease out of there, you're going to rinse it out. Let it dry. I usually just let it sit upside down for a few hours in the sun. Let it dry out. And then you're going to build a fire in it and re-season it with a light coating of some kind of PAM or something spray, some kind of spray oil. Now, there is a trick that I've not personally done, but I know a lot of my customers have done it and some of my friends have. There, you can get some kind of kitty litter, evidently, that is like non-odor. Like it's a odor-free kitty litter of some kind. Basically, you're looking for just the rocks is what you're looking for that absorbs stuff. So you can line the bottom of your drum with that kitty litter and it will absorb most of that oil. Now, like I say, I've not personally done that. Don't just run out and go do it with regular kitty litter. Do some research, maybe ask some questions of people that have, but I do know a few people that do it regularly that way. And what happens is then that's easier just to vacuum that out. One other thing I should point out is if you get a Super 55 drum smoker and you use the baffle plate, when that fat and the juice and everything renders out and falls down on top of that baffle plate, it's got a lot of closed surface area on it. And that's a good thing, because when that fat renders out and hits that plate, it boils off and literally vaporizes and goes up and back into adding flavor to your meat. Now, that's not going to like catch on fire or anything. It's not going to leave a big mess in the bottom of your barrel either. So you're going to be able to take advantage of that vaporized flavor, and it's going to be easier to clean up. It actually, a lot of times I'll pull the baffle plate out and the charcoal basket out, and there won't be anything in the bottom of my drum. It'll just be clean, like I never even cooked in it. So that's something else to look at there. Anyway, send your questions in. Thanks a lot for that question, Will. And if you want to be like Will, get entered in the drawing for the end of the year giveaway thing, make sure you send in your questions. Grab them in the brisket, guys. See ya.
Questions for Frank? If you guys have those, go ahead and send them in, 434-829-2299, or send us an email, info@grabtheminthebrisket.com.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
He loves
first of all,
answering
he does. He puts a lot of effort into this. It's not like he sits back and goes, I'm going to give you this information and whatever else. He lives and breathes this.
He's
and
excited every time I send him.
It is exciting, and he puts a lot of work into this, and I think it translates into the podcast. And to be honest, we're really fortunate to him doing this, whatever else. So again, smokerbuilder.com, go check him out. I'll say it one more time. I think it's a little fast.
That was fast.
But smokerbuilder.com. Check it out. You're not going to be disappointed. So,
and if you want a discount on any of that stuff, there's a link down below. Just go click that.
What's the promo code again?
Grab the brisket, all caps.
Grab the brisket, all caps, and
or just click the link and you'll get the discount.
You're going to get your discounts.
Yeah, send your questions in, guys.
What do we got here for the grabbing the brisket?
Beer review. I didn't like that. I didn't like the whole
again?
intro. No, it is what it is.
We'll try it on the way out.
Can't do it.
One shot.
Okay, it's fine. Hey, what do we have here, James?
So we have the Funnel Cake Ale from Community. It says Community Beer Company, so I imagine it's like Community Brewery. They're out of Dallas, Texas. There's cheers, folks. It's just giving all the vibes of just being at a carnival. We were just talking about the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I guess any type of carnival you go to, the funnel cake is a must-have, right? I mean, you got to try the funnel cake and the turkey legs, right? So I saw this. I was like, hey, let's go over and get a shot.
Ooh. This thing has no smell at all, by the way.
Yeah, so I
smell
gave
nothing.
it a little just a whiff a second ago, but okay, let's go in this real quick. The Funnel Cake Ale brings a mind of days of Ferris wheels, rides, cotton candy, covered fingers, and ring toss games. I don't know if that's true or not. But the 4.8 alcohol, blah, 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 blah. The 4.8 ABV is a little, maybe what I need right now. But
It's run of the mill.
It's a
It's
little,
average.
it's average, right? I don't know. And then also the 10.5, was that OGs? What does that say?
Original gangsters.
Yep. They're 10.5 original gangsters. I believe that's what that is.
10.5
OP. No, OG. I'm not really sure
yep.
what that is.
I have
And then
no idea.
it's 15 IBUs.
I
And
feel like they just add shit on these
It is.
cans just to make us guess.
It's a
but the-
7.5 elemental P.
Ocean Pacifics.
yeah, but the IBUs are 15, which we know what that is. That's the bitterness, right? So that's on the low scale, right? It's not going to be a bitter beer.
Right. No,
So-
it's a sweet beer.
Sweet.
To me, this tastes like a cream soda.
Yeah, it smells good.
Doesn't smell like anything.
It's like powdered sugar.
Yeah. It tastes like cream soda to me, like totally. A little bit of alcohol, but it's mostly just cream soda.
Yeah. Very vanilla-y.
I could, yeah, like
Heavy on
a
the vanilla.
like a vanilla powdered sugar,
Yep.
right?
Not a fan of this.
No, it's got a weird aftertaste.
Right? Right?
Not
I
your
keep
best
saying
pick,
that.
James.
Yeah, I don't know. I think first of all, I think we're being a little too judgy.
That's what we're supposed to do.
right?
It does say cheers, folks.
Cheers, folks.
Folks.
So look, let's just give this another second chance. We should shotgun one of these.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. Let's take a big drink.
Okay.
Okay. You first, John. Now you second, James.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
How's that?
It's what it is.
Okay. You
Yeah.
ready to rate it?
Yep.
Okay. Go.
I'm gonna go 5.2. It's not the worst thing I've ever had, but it's not good.
You know when you drink something, it gives you that little
Yeah,
shiver
it's
in
at
the
the
back.
end. There's something at the end,
There's
like
something little to.
almost stale or something. It's
This
a little
thing-
funky.
This ain't even good.
Yeah, got a little funkiness to it, don't it?
No, it's just limited time only.
Yeah, I think we're past that limited time.
Limited time only.
Yeah, 5.2. What do you think, James? You love it?
No, I don't. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I'm just going to go straight right in and just give it a solid 4.0. It's not good.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
buy
not
it.
good. Do not buy this. Are they in Texas? Did we say they were in Texas?
They're in Dallas.
Dallas. Well, barely Texas.
I think you're wrong.
About what?
I don't think it's a 4.0, and I don't think it's a 5.2. I think it's a higher score than that. I think you're doing it a little bit injustice.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not your traditional beer, right? And I think it's what you're trying to. Yeah, it's a vanilla, sugary without the sweetness, but it lends a little bit of sweetness there. It's not a hard beer to drink. You could easily pound this beer, easily, no problem. Right?
No, it tastes like a cream soda that they make with Sweet and Low. It's not good.
No, I don't know what a cream soda tastes like. I don't.
No, well then, what do you think it tastes like?
I'm sorry. It tastes like a vanilla powdered sugar beer,
Okay.
right? A funnel cake, right?
So what is your score? Let's hear it, Jan.
Let me
Come on,
order-
Jonathan.
Let me order a drink real quick.
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. It's a 6.0. It's a 6.0 beer.
You're not that far off from me.
Well, you're 5.2.
Yeah, I
I'm
know it.
6.0. This beer means if I see this beer in the fridge, definitely drinking it.
That's
Definitely
That's what that
drinking
means.
I'm gonna
100%.
Put you to it because there's going to be 3 in the
Yeah.
fridge.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Kill them.
Okay.
I will kill these beers.
When he asks for another beer in a minute, you give him another one of these.
Yes.
You're welcome. If I say it now or say it later.
Cheers, folks.
All right. Yeah. Hey, well, that brings up or ends the
Conclusion of the Grab of the Brisket.
beer you. There it is.
That's better.
Yeah.
I think we nailed that.
We did know that one. And I'm not trying to hate on the beer or love the beer. I think it is a 6.0.
I thought we were done with the beer review.
I just wanted to reiterate the fact that I'm not trying to outscore you guys or anything else. I just think that
Out beer reviewing us?
how drinkable
Not
it
a
is,
competition.
or just how drinkable it is. This is a very drinkable beer. There's not an off-putting taste to this. And you scoring at 4.0 actually sounds like it was off-putting to you. Like
It
you
was.
just-
Yeah.
It was off-putting.
If you were going to buy this beer, how many slices of brisket would you pay?
I think
A
we're
6-pack?
6-pack, of course.
6 slices.
Oh, so this is a slice of brisket per beer.
Yeah.
I'll take the
100%.
brisket. I'll take the
100%.
brisket every day.
I mean, can you make a taco out of one slice of brisket?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Not a good one.
Not a good one. I think you need maybe at least 2 slices.
So, just real quick, I know we got a lot of things we got to cover real quick, but this last weekend, we went into a little bit of the Army Navy game that came on Saturday, and here at the Charlie Mike Studios, where we're fortunate enough to be able to podcast at with these guys, it hits home for them, right? These are Army guys, and they had said, "Hey, listen," they reached out or whatever, say, "Hey, maybe we offered. I don't know what we said. Hey, we can cook.
We
you a
could
brisket.
have. We were inebriated. I'm
Whatever
sure.
it was. We can make a brisket for you guys." So James, literally the night before, it's like 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, whatever else. We're seasoning up. We throw on the pit, and maybe maybe around 8 o'clock or so. This thing cooks all night long. James is tending this fire all night long. Next morning,
What a man.
Next morning, he's up. He's wrapped. He's got everything together. We've Cambroed. We go and we hang out with the guys, and we watch part of the game with them. And then,
And you brought the brisket.
and brought the brisket. James also made some homemade pickled red onions, some homemade
Pickled jalapenos.
Pickled jalapenos.
Nice.
Some warmed up sauces, which definitely hit. And then, the guys made sliders. And there were lots of vets came in and just trying to watch the game, right? Army won. So let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, was the brisket any good, Ro?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was absolutely delicious. I didn't let nobody take no to-go plates.
Yeah. Damn.
That's the dead honest truth, bro. As soon as I saw they were done eating, I wrapped it up and I put it in my fucking car.
There it is.
You're like, no, it's all gone. It's all gone.
Time to go.
Hey, you think I
Time
get another?
to go.
No, it's all gone.
Time to go. No, it's cool, man. We're glad you enjoyed it. It's always you get a little nervous, right, when you're cooking for somebody and you want somebody to like it, right? That's the end thing. And so it's that obviously we're a little bit of, what do you call it, like food whores? Because like we want to hear like, oh, was it good? Tell us how it was, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Every time somebody takes a bite, you're like, right,
did you like it?
You're in their mouth. You're like,
explain that to me. But at the same time, you're just like, dude, like, do people eat it, right? Is it? And obviously, we know it's good. It's a good brisket, but how is it received, right? And it's subjective because it takes that, somebody like, this is okay or this is that, and maybe it is just okay, but dude, it was getting eaten up, and that made my heart full a little bit, right? And I was like, dude, great job for you, James, because it is hard work.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
Doing that, and just so glad we're able to hook you guys up.
Yeah,
So,
glad we could do that for you, Ro.
yeah, 100%.
Nah, James, we absolutely, we really appreciated it, man. Man, it hit home.
thank you, brother.
And hey, the best part of the game, I don't know if it was the brisket or that the Army won.
No, it was Army 1, man.
Yeah,
It was
sorry.
Army
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because those Navy guys, man, they were like,
Bro, I talked a lot of shit.
yeah, right.
Like the whole week prior, it was crazy.
Yeah, I saw a lot of posts.
So Will, I don't know, Will was a little fiery when he walked in, right? He got a little fiery really quick, and just chilling, and I could see the game started off. And it was really high tempo for Army, and it just seemed like very dominant. You know what I mean? Navy was not moving the ball. Army was moving the ball. And you're like, oh, well, this is not going to be good. And a lot of the guys, you can see the Navy guys in the very beginning just kind of like chirping, and then they kind of quieted down. They're like not saying anything. But I saw this thing, and it was like they asked a bunch of, I don't know, maybe it was Army guys, and it was like, hey, would you rather lose all your games all year long?
Would you rather go 11-1 or 1-11 or 11-1?
11-1.
And beat Navy or not.
Yeah,
Right.
and beat Navy. And they were like, beat Navy. That's all we care about. I was like, let's go, man.
Hey, that's all that matters. That's the one game that we look forward to, and it's always a blast, man. We always try to get the guys together and show a little camaraderie, you know, and share love. We talk a lot of shit, but it's all love.
That's it. That's awesome. I get the burps. This thing gave me the burps, man. Did y'all hear that?
No.
That was so crazy. Yeah.
That's a sign that it's a 4.0 beer.
Right.
Hey, no, dude, it's a 6.0, man. Anyways, whatever. Okay.
All right.
All right,
Killed
do we want to go into a? I know we got a barbecue fail. Do we have time to jump into that
think we
before we
do.
get into the interview with Jess Pryles?
You're about, we got time.
Yeah.
100%.
We had one emailed in from our buddy Christian. Christian, our old neighbor.
That's right. Hargrove. Yeah. He's up in, they've moved, and I'm not gonna tell you what city they live in or their address.
Yeah, their
but-
address is 555.
229. Yeah.
Right.
Right. But yeah, so I didn't actually read this, but I
looked
saw,
long.
I
Yeah.
saw that it was definitely
It's very long, and I'm going
yeah.
to try to get in this without trying to butcher it and try to.
That's
there's
why
a
he
lot of,
wants
like,
to read it now before he's drinking anymore.
Yeah. If there's a lot of just like
so-
stuttering or pauses
Just real
or
quick,
just
James,
whatever.
can we see this real quick? Yeah. So this thing scrolls. This thing is like, I don't know if we want to see you just run through that.
Yeah,
but
I want you to read it, all of it.
Yeah, word for word if you could.
Can I read
And we
just-
appreciate it, Christian. Go ahead, chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Well, fellas, I've got one for you from your old neighbor. About a month and a half ago, I was at HEB and I found a good deal on a small pre-trim brisket and decided that's what I was going to make this week so I could eat on it for a couple of days. I planned to make it that Tuesday morning when I woke up. Okay, Christian, this is such a long. You can't
Let
send.
me read it. Give
You
it to
can't
me.
hold on. You can't send. You cannot send an entire notebook
It's
of,
fine.
or
We
journal
can't tell people not to send.
or journal. Listen, this is like this
we'll
is
get
a
it.
1,000
So,
word.
Essentially, what he had planned, he picked up this small brisket, and his wife was like, "Okay, hey, why don't you do that for the people?" And he was like, "Well, it's not going to be big enough. I need a bigger brisket." But he decided, okay, yes, I will go ahead and go with this brisket. So he ended up picking up I think he got a free smoker that ran off wood chips.
They got
That's
like
right.
smoker.
Correct.
So he starts at 10 a.m. Starts the brisket at 10 a.m. thinking everybody will be there at 7 p.m. So a small brisket should definitely be done in 8 hours. Let's see. So he put the brisket in, started it, made some homemade potato salad, jalapeno poppers, 2 different types of beans, one plain, one other with onions and jalapenos. Grabbed some sausage, chicken quarters. This dude's grilling up, man. He is grilling everything.
He's got it down.
Yeah.
He's got the plan going.
He also got some coleslaw from HEB, which, by the way, I've not had that. I think it's probably pretty good. Everything else is. So he's cooking it. He's spraying it. Brisket's about 145 degrees. It's now about 2 in the afternoon. He's like, got plenty of time. 145. You've got
Yeah.
you've
No-
got 5
no
more
stress yet.
hours.
You're good.
You got 5 more hours of cooking time.
We're still on
Why
schedule.
are you
it's
even?
a 5 to 6 pound brisket.
Yeah,
You're good.
right. Done. Kept checking it. Temperature seems to be climbing. He wraps at 165. Let's see here. Kept it gathering. Day. Let's see here. It goes, but it kept getting later in the day. About 4, it was only about 152 degrees.
Go hit the stall.
Yeah. So he hit the stall. But he's already wrapped. So it should have pushed, right? So made a judgment call. Oh, he just wrapped. Hoping it would help cook. It does. At 6 p.m., he checks it. It's 158 degrees. So this is becoming like
Something's wrong with that smoker.
the night was sultry. Chicken was looking beautiful, and the jalapeno poppers were on their way to being done. The sauce was perfect, which is, by the way, barbecue win. Way to go, Christian. He put the brisket in the oven at 375 at 6, hoping just to get it cooked around 7:30 so they could at least eat it. I keep saying, it's weird. At this point, everyone's hungry, including myself. Everybody's waiting for the brisket to come out, right? Which is
That's nightmare fuel.
Dude.
Everybody just has their forks and their knives
We
just
have-
sitting at the table,
Eat the
just
poppers.
waiting. Get full on that food first.
yeah, right.
So what happened?
So, okay, he pulls it out of the oven. It got too late, right? He pulls it out of the oven. The brisket's only at 180 degrees.
Oh, he didn't cut it up. Tell me he didn't cut it up.
Right. Because I just knew what was coming, and hopefully it had a good flavor. Everyone was saying how good everything looked, and started to pile things up on their plates. I let everyone go first. When they sit down at the table, I asked if anyone needed a knife to cut their brisket. I had already sliced it into strips for them. They all said yes.
You need a chainsaw.
Because they all said yes, and I just felt like the biggest failure. Oh, God dang, dude.
Christian.
A brisket, what good barbecue is judged on the brisket is supposed to be a star of the show, no matter what else I cooked. It was just a disappointment. The flavor wasn't bad at all, but come on. Needing a knife to cut it, that's just not right. I had gone all out on this dinner, and the one thing that was supposed to steal the show is a complete dud. It's like going to see a band and the openers are all better than the headliner. At that point, you're just disappointed, or at least I was.
Yeah.
Everyone said it was all delicious, but I just couldn't feel satisfied. Next time, I'm starting it at 4 a.m. just to be safe, and I'll just keep it warm if I have. I'll just keep it warm if I have to for hours. LOL. Drink one for me. I'm at work for another week and a half.
He works on a tugboat.
But I wouldn't say it like that. But yeah,
That's what he does. He has a really cool job.
he's a really badass job. No, I don't mind.
Did I say it weird?
I work
think
on a tugboat.
Well, I work on an airplane. Alex works on a
you
railroad.
don't say.
So
Well, you don't say. Well, I work-
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Exactly.
Let's go.
And boats.
You don't say. I work on an airplane.
Sure, I do.
Right.
Okay, say it.
I work on an airplane.
I work on a desk.
Okay. Yeah. Hey,
Right.
say it like the way he
stupid.
just said
Yeah.
it. Can you say it the way he just said it? I work on a tugboat. Say it.
I work on a desk.
Okay. F both of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, listen, Christian.
Don't feel too bad. You won.
Yeah, Christian. Thank you so much for sharing. Next time, we don't need to see a 1,000-word essay. But, dude, I think the story is better the way you sent it. You know what I mean? It lends to the whole authenticity of it. And it's a big thing, right? It's a struggle. You think an 8-pound brisket? I think it's a flat, right? That he purchased, pre-trimmed flat or something. But even at that point, it's not. You think no big deal, and then this comes
Think
up,
it's gonna
right?
cook quicker.
And you're cooking on a different piece of equipment you're not used to.
Yeah.
There's something happening, and I think it happens to everybody. We've all been there. Thank you so much for sharing, and sharing is caring. And just let you know, you are entered in our end of the year giveaway. Right?
You might be the last entry, actually.
He might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, also for sharing, you automatically are enrolled, and you do get your choice of some seasonings, right? So,
Come on.
Okay.
Don't stop
Yeah.
now.
all right, yeah. So, hey, congratulations, Christians, for your choice of seasoning at Sucklebusters. How does this go again, John?
Come on, man.
Sing the
How's this-
jingle.
Sucklebuster.
Do the jingle.
Sucklebuster.
Everybody wants some Sucklebusters. Come on, man. Hey, pick out a good seasoning. Let us know what you think. Appreciate you sharing. So,
We get to do this on a Friday night, but it is super cool when we get joined by someone as awesome as Jess Pryles from Hardcore Carnivore.
I know. No,
This
you're
is
right. So normally we've done this on a Thursday night, and it's like for some people, not John or James, they don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning to go to work, right?
Well, I do 4:30. I do have a 40-hour week job that I got
I'm
to do.
telling a story, and I don't
Okay.
need you
Sorry.
coming in on this, okay? They don't wake up as early as I do, and it shows, right? And it's the bags here and whatever.
Yeah, you
Doing this
do.
on a Friday night,
Look
this
like
is
shit.
so good. I feel so energized. I've had such a great work week and just grinded all week, and now it's time to let loose. So
Mhm. How was your week, Jess?
yeah.
My week was great. I got caught up after being in Vegas last week for NFR, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's a big
saw it.
hurdle towards the Christmas finish line, you know?
Yeah.
That's
you were
awesome.
doing the what do you call it, like the outfit of the day things on your stories. I was following along. That was cool.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, right,
No,
right.
I thought it was super cool. Like, because normally we see like recipes and squirrels. I love it.
Well, that's the thing, like, I feel like rodeo is very adjacent to barbecue lifestyle.
Totally.
It's certainly Texas-centric, and I usually don't get to wear, like, that kind of stuff if there's any kind of cooking involved, So I was like, great, let's diversify.
Love
Yeah,
it.
no, definitely. So what did you think about the NFRs?
It was awesome. Like the whole Vegas, but like feels like it turns into Fort Worth. It's just
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Everyone on the plane is wearing at least one hat. Everyone in the hotels and the casinos are all decked out, and the actual rodeo is great because it's like the best of the best. So it's a really interesting rodeo.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, obviously social media has gotten, TikTok and everything's gotten so much bigger over the last couple of years. And I always tried to watch a little bit of the NFRs, and I guess maybe being from Texas or being, growing up in areas that were kind of rodeo towns, or even, going to college up in Stephenville, which is a rodeo town, right? So that always kind of hits home when you see it and whatever else. But this year, I think it seemed like it got way more coverage this year. And I know there was some things going on and whatever else, what they had to halt and postpone and whatever, but still, it got so much more coverage, which it just kind of shone this really big light, and which is it always has it, but it just seemed like you just had a bigger light this year to it. So it was awesome. It was awesome seeing everything going on. So I was yeah.
It was fun to be there. Trust me.
Yeah, it's on our bucket list. I've never been, so definitely
me
definitely a
neither.
bucket list for me.
She's right though. Like every time I feel like I'm always working, flying during NFR, and the planes are always full of like, where do I put my hat? Where do I put my hat?
For
I don't
sure.
know. I guess
All the girls, like some of the guys too, but all the women take multiple hats. I took 3, which was not fun, but it was worth it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
it's not the easiest thing. There are girls who drive there because they take 5 pieces of luggage, which is just nuts to me, but like
Mhm.
that's the next level. Honestly, you could probably book like a like Motel 6 somewhere and just pretend to do outfits of the day. No one would know that you weren't in Vegas. That's fine. You guys should try that next year.
we should 100% do that.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not listen. I'm not doing that because I'm
Right.
the idiot that does it in front of the motel with a sign outside that says it's in
Right.
Texas or
Says
somewhere
Pearland,
else.
Texas.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not that creative. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
fine.
do
You
it.
see the NFR sticker that's on the video.
Yeah, right, right.
Right. That's
I may
awesome.
try this. I don't know. So what have you been up to, girl?
Oh man, what haven't I been up to? It's been a hell of a year.
Yeah.
I spent the last couple of months filming a TV show that's coming out next year. So unfortunately, can't talk about the network it's going on yet or the name. But it is 10 episodes, and we've been doing some really cool shit, and I've been really involved in the actual show itself. So usually, it's kind of like it's a pretty amazing situation, honestly, because usually when you get a show like that, there's some executive going, "This is what it needs to be. Take it or leave it," and you go, "Okay," because it's great to have a show. But
Sure.
I actually got to have a say in this, and it's a combination of like hunting and visiting ranches and obviously cooking. So it's meant to be quite different from what you can get on social media because why would you want to do something that you're already doing, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's
Definitely.
super cool. And what network did you say it was on?
Can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Guys,
Hey,
come on.
Nice try.
Hey, nice. Come on.
Hey,
Hey.
literally not my first rodeo.
What was the name of it again? Like, what was the name you were calling it again? Nothing.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
that.
That's that one. That's
Mm,
Yeah, that
mm.
one show. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Hey, congratulations
we're gonna
on
watch.
Thank
on
you.
yeah, we'll definitely watch. Hey, so and I know you don't want to go a lot into it, but and you've done this before, right? You've been on TV and whatever else, right? But how was this different compared to anything else you've been through?
That's an awesome question. So, I've done stuff like I was a judge on a show in Australia called Aussie Barbecue Heroes. I just did a show this year in New Zealand called Cooks on Fire, which is like MasterChef for all barbecue grilling. Um, and they're just very typical, formulaic, like, let's see what the judges think.
Yeah.
Right.
Team,
Right.
I thought your sandwich was great. Little dry in the middle, but really great effort. They call that the shit sandwich, right? Like
Yeah.
compliment,
Yeah.
critique,
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
compliment.
Yeah.
Or it's like a competition show, or like I've judged on Beat Bobby Flay or Kids Barbecue Championship, that kind of thing. What makes this different is I mean, first of all, I'm in it not just appearing as Jess Pryles judge for a small amount of time. It's very much my humor and my raw self. Like, I was gonna say warts and all, but does not sound the way I wanted it to. It's more like my humor's in there. I don't always get everything right. There's some moments like, there's like some hunting moments that are pretty tense that don't always end up the way that we want, and we're not trying to pretend that it went perfect every time. So I kind of like that aspect of it too.
Yeah, more of a realness to it.
Yeah, very much so. I think the point is, especially in the current climate the crazy social media climate that we're in right now, which is so different from even when I met you guys way back when. There's so many people, and it's so easy for a lot of people to get an audience these days. It used to be much more difficult to get numbers and to get influence. And I think that anyone can deep fry a brisket. Anyone can use meat glue to stick, a cow's head onto a sheep's body, whatever the fuck. But no one can be me. No one can be y'all.
That's
So
it,
you got to lean into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Somebody write that down. Cow's head on a sheep's body. We got to
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So the one I saw the other day was they soak their brisket in buttermilk for 24 hours. Then they do a salt brine on it for another 24 hours. Then they wash it. Then they season it and they cook it. And they go, this prime brisket was so juicy and so whatever. And I go, great, you cooked a prime brisket. And it was really good. Okay, I don't know what to say. I just don't. I don't know how to really respond to that. I just go, okay. You know what I mean? It's just gotten so
bizarre.
Yeah, and it's fun to do fun creative things, and it's fun to like push the envelope a little bit and whatever. But at the end of the day, you're just like you're just cooking you're cooking a brisket. Like I don't know why you're going to be so extra with this damn thing. And I don't know, it's like cooking some Wagyu brisket and saying
It's
the butter,
clickbait. It's
the
just-
buttermilk,
yeah.
the buttermilk definitely, I can definitely tell the buttermilk helped this Wagyu brisket out. And yeah, it was $250, but you know what I mean? I just don't.
I'm there with you. Like there's a big difference between what chefs come up with and what meat scientists come up with, and both are really useful in their own kind of way. Like there are things that like meat scientists, for example, are responsible for chicken nuggets, which we all love, but I wouldn't exactly call them haute cuisine, right? But they found a way to turn a byproduct into a rather delicious treat. I might have actually eaten some nuggets at about 1:00 in the morning on Fremont Street last week.
Love it.
However, sweet and sour sauce. But chefs will try things for the love of cooking, and cooks will try things for the love of cooking, just to push the envelope and get curious about flavors and get curious about techniques. And sometimes they don't all match with each other because you can't always run a scientific experiment on or get data on something that's that unique or that niche, because like even dry aging, there's so little literature, and now there's starting to be a little bit more, but there's so little literature because it's such a niche thing to do that has so many variables. It's actually hard to get really hard data out of it, and it doesn't apply to the majority of people who are eating beef, so it's also hard to get funding on that.
Right. No, definitely. I don't know. I just feel like, well, I feel like if you have a camera, and I think that's the beauty of social media a little bit, because anybody can do it. You don't have to have a million followers, right? You could have something that just goes viral and it just hits and whatever. If that's what you're trying to do.
It's good and it's bad.
I think the problem is that you do see it and everybody is their own expert. And when it does go viral, people think that like, okay, well, this is the Bible. This is the truth. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cook these white ribs. I'm going to boil my ribs first. But you see all those people that do that, like that shock and awe. And they become so famous. Now, I say so famous.
Clickbait.
They do it, yeah. They do it on purpose. And there's also I feel like TikTok is the ultimate drug dealer because they let everyone get the taste for free. Like you don't have to be anyone to get a video go viral, but then you spend the entire time chasing the dragon, right? To the point where you see these like kind of ludicrous videos or people burning out because they're like, well, I've got to do more. And they're posting like at least once a day, then they get to 2 times a day, and then you see not only in the food space, you just see this cycle of creators where they have these breakdowns because they're chasing these numbers that they once got served to, that it's not always easy to get back to. I mean, and just candidly, for me, the most difficult part is, I've been, and I know y'all knew me before TikTok, right? So the most difficult thing for me is I've been doing this for well over a decade. And now on TikTok, because I don't get that stupid blue mark, people will think that I'm like a woman who decided yesterday to start a meat account.
Right.
No.
So, and then you look like an asshole if you try and insist on your expertise, right?
Right.
Well, oh yeah, she's trying too hard, right?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not, motherfucker. Yeah. Hey, so look, yeah, you're exactly right. I just saw, and I don't know what's going on, and maybe I'm not hip to this, and me using that word tells me I'm not
Definitely
hip
not
to
hip.
this. I'll tell
Hip.
you that. But I saw there was this lady who was acting like a robot, and she just kept repeating the same
Oh
word
God.
over and over again. First of
Oh
all,
yeah, it's a
The
first of all,
AI. Well, not the AI.
No,
It's an avatar. What do they call them? With your like the games
yes, it's a
characters.
non-player character NPC.
Yes,
Act like
Okay.
an NPC.
I don't know what the F that is.
Yeah.
Like,
non-playable character.
it's the weirdest freaking thing to me. And then
so weird.
she wasn't like, obviously she's smart or something.
She's making money from it, I bet.
I don't know. I don't know what, dude. I've seen her like, I've never watched her live or anything like that, but I've seen her come across lives now like so many times, and she's always live. I'm like, dude, what are you really doing with your life? What is really going on? If that's
Well, she's responding to every time somebody gives her a gift, sends her, which is basically a little bit of money. Every time somebody, she responds to it in a different way, depending upon what the gift is, basically.
But it's the same way. So imagine that she's got like 10 buttons in front of her, and each button is a catchphrase. Nearly like, you used to push the back of your Barbie or your He-Man, and it would be like, "Death to the infidels" or whatever. Or I'm good at that. So she just got these one things that she says, and depending on what you give her, she'll just say that one line, but she'll look like a robot doing it. And that's the whole shtick.
That's
I
what
think
it
you
looks
just nailed
like.
it. You just did it
Do
really
that
good.
again.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Holy
Thank you.
shit. Let's go.
Should we get Jan or just get up there and say it's like sausage and just just keep going like
Fuck
brisket?
no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. There's no way.
That'll never happen.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's do it.
no, I'm not doing
Give
it.
it a shot.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm very secure. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, clearly.
We're fine. Right. Nothing to see here. No sideshows. And nothing wrong for doing that. I'm just saying
Really?
well, I'm not going to judge you for doing whatever you want to do in life. I'm not here to judge you.
I am.
A little bit,
yeah.
right? A little bit I am too.
I just think it's weird.
That's some dumb shit.
It sounds a little judgy.
I think it's weird. I think you have probably something better you could do with your life than being an NPO or NPC player. Thing. And maybe you don't. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it pays really well. Like if you had only feed account, it pays well. Evidently.
Only
I don't know.
feet?
Is that what they call it?
I've never heard of an only feed account.
You know the feet. People take feet stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
Tell us more about that.
I don't want to.
Let's talk about that.
Listen, I don't want to. Okay.
We'll move on.
I don't want to talk about that either. It's whatever. So, yeah. Okay. So we actually have some rapid fire questions for you, and yeah, I know this is not. Listen, these
rapid
guys
fire-ish.
These guys are so vanilla. I want you to know, like
most of these are from Jan. So
no,
I've already sworn like 9 times on here, so you're gonna have to come at me hard, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Listen, and I tried to explain this to them. They're like, oh, what's
all right? You go first.
What's
Jan.
your favorite?
Fire one in there.
He tried to explain it to
What's
me,
your
but I was
favorite?
like, but I've listened to Jess on multiple different podcasts and some kind of Australian podcasts, and she goes hardcore on that thing, and I'm like,
hardcore. I see what you did there.
Yeah. And I'm like, so, and one of the things I wanted to get down, I wanted to talk about was just some of the language, the.
You want to talk about cunt?
Yes,
that's a great word.
The vernacular, the put down.
It's a great word.
I'll just do it for you. I'll just
thrown out
there.
Yeah.
First of all, I think Americans do not use that word enough. I think everybody shies from it. Like if you in this a European word or whatever else, it's used in everyday vernacular. It should be used every day here. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's definitely not used in the upper crust.
Yeah.
You know, like you still have to pick your moments and figure out where you're at and who you're talking to, and like it's not dropped in Parliament, for example. Like you know what I'm saying? But it is definitely more used, and so it's not as shocking, I guess.
Yeah, right. I think it's more here though, right? Here you're like, ooh, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's still not great there. Like I said, it depends who you're talking to, but it's definitely more.
But it's the way you say it too, right?
Well, it's because we don't really pronounce our words entirely like you guys do.
I was gonna say
Yeah, I
you have
know.
to use an accent. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have accents.
Do we?
Yeah. Sure
We
we do.
really do.
Do we?
Yeah.
You
Is it
guys-
how bad do we sound? Seriously.
You're gonna sound like idiots.
Yeah. Hey, fourth grade level or fifth or what do you think?
I'm gonna go.
Okay. All right. So rapid fire, one question I have. Red or white wine? What do you got?
Red.
That's
what I'm
your
talking about.
non-vanilla question. Red or white wine? That's what you got?
No, it's not. It's just a warm. It's a teaser.
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser.
That's a warm
brother.
up.
I don't
That was good. I liked it.
listen.
Okay.
That was 5 drinks ago and 3 hours ago. Okay,
Okay.
you're lucky
I
I
have a good
remembered.
one.
You're lucky
I
I
have a good
remembered that one.
Christmas dinner time. Are we doing turkey? Are we doing tamales? Are we doing a classic Christmas dinner? Or are we mixing it up and doing something?
I'm not doing shit, and let me tell you why.
There it is.
First of all, I'll actually be in Italy for Christmas, which I'm stoked about.
Let's
So
go.
I'll be having bistecca fiorentina on Christmas at like this super famous steakhouse, which I'm very excited about. But if I am home for Christmas, it's Chinese food.
Chinese.
I love that.
I'm a tamale.
Yeah, we usually do it on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's just glorious. And you order heaps because you plan to eat it for the next 2 days as leftovers.
Yeah.
So you get all of the things. Although, if you are planning to order Chinese food on Christmas, let me tell you that you better be like on that phone, like old school Ticketmaster when the tickets get released,
You're right.
like at 5 o'clock when that place opens, because by 5:05 you will not get through to that phone for at least another hour.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, that's like Christmas Story, right?
That's a
The
tip.
whole duck, and they chop the head off on the table, and the kids are all like, "What the hell just happened?"
Well, no, the dogs ate it.
Huh?
Oh no!
No.
Oh yeah,
They go
went-
out to dinner.
Oh,
Remember?
that's
In the
right.
Christmas
That's right.
Story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I watched that movie.
But I think I'd probably have beef. I would probably do prime rib if I were cooking.
Yeah.
And also, just to be clear, it's because I do so many big format roasts. Like I've cooked 3 prime ribs already in the past 2 months. I'd cooked 3 turkeys by the time Thanksgiving had happened. I've also done 2 smoked tenderloins.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just missing the partridge in the pear tree.
Yeah, right. So, and so we don't really. So a turkey. Okay. Thanksgiving is always a day that we kind of go out for and we cook. Like James and I are twins. We cook. Right. We cook for the whole family.
Yeah.
For Christmas, it's like our day off.
Yeah.
We go and order. We go order tamales. We go pick up
Nice.
fajitas, and yeah, we bring that back, and that's what that's our thing, right?
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's so good. And here, down here, we have such a really probably anywhere in Texas, but
Well, maybe not North Texas.
yeah, I don't know if
That's
Dallas has good
barely
tamales.
Texas. Come on.
I don't think Dallas has good tamales, but I will tell you that Houston's got some badass tamales, and we have one that's been off for. And apparently in Friendswood area, it was Tamale Man, and now his kids are taking it over. They're phenomenal, right? And talking about a line, be 200 people in line every Christmas waiting for tamales. It's that every single day. It's that good.
But I love the idea of that. I love the idea of just like a lazy morning with just snackables the whole day.
100%. Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. No, that is the life. Yeah, that's kind of our jam though. That's kind of the I don't know. We just don't really want to do anything at all. Like zero, zilch. Don't make anything.
Nada.
Yeah. Watch football.
There you go.
Yeah.
And therefore, here's the key, guys. If you're not making anything, you're not cleaning anything.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
that really is the worst
Hey,
part.
so we spend like 2 days before every refrigerator we have is completely cleaned out. Because we know we're going to order so much food that we're going to stack everything in there and like outside fridge, inside fridge, garage fridge, everything's getting just piled in. Yeah.
It sounds like you've got this under control.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, next question. What do we got?
We got all kinds of them. How about this one? If you had one superpower, what would it be?
And this tells us a lot about you, by the way. So be careful.
Yes, this is. Yes.
Can you give me 3 choices?
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Are we going basic here?
Nope, hold on. Oh, damn.
I want
Okay.
to see where your head's
There's
at.
Yeah,
obvious.
see, I
There's
like how we're doing this back
there's
and
like
forth, but
flying.
well,
there's
obviously,
super
invisibility.
strength, invisibility.
no.
Like X-ray vision.
Nobody wants to be invisible.
That's a pretty good one, I think.
No, I wouldn't want to be invisible.
I think that's pretty cool.
I think super strength. I think you got to go flying.
Yeah, obviously.
Super strength. I'm going super strength.
That's the easy one. Yeah, I think
I like the idea of. First of all, I like the idea when people don't know that you've got the ability to crush their heads between your fingers.
Yeah.
And you just know that, so your confidence level,
life, right?
Yeah, just like when you look at someone in the distance and go squish.
Yeah,
like you're doing it in real life.
you really do it.
Yeah, I would do super strength. And then if people do know you're super strong, like imagine the fear that you instill that therefore commands instant respect.
No, yeah. You're a tyrant. I could see it, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
that says a little something, doesn't it?
right. It does. Yeah.
Okay.
I think also like it's a product of being a 5'3" female married to a 6'4" guy, and I'm sick of asking him to hand me things down from the top shelf.
All right, John. What's yours? Out of those, what would yours be?
I honestly thought invisibility was super cool. Like I was like, I can do that. That's pretty cool. I guess I'm.
Are you like robbing banks or what? Are we
Yes,
doing?
of course. I'm using it to take advantage of people.
Because nobody
obviously.
sees a bag of money walking out the door.
Right,
Like,
exploding
good luck
money.
on that one. Yeah. Never. You're getting shot in the. Yeah.
No, you put it in your mouth and you can't see it.
Yeah. Great. You're invisible. The money's not. I would say super strength, great. Flying, I don't know what it is. I've had dreams about flying my entire life, even as a kid. And I'm gonna share this because it sounds so stupid. But I had this reoccurring dream where even now that when I fly, I doggy paddle like I'm in water, but that's how I fly. It's the most stupidest
You're
thing.
right. That does sound
It
stupid.
sounds horrible, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, right. But like if I want to fly up, I go like, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, but here's the deal. It looks dumb, but yet I'm the only one flying. So I'm like, yeah, laugh all you want. You can't fly, motherfuckers. But teleportation. I'm not gonna lie. If I could teleport anywhere, that would be it.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. That's
you could rob banks with that too.
That's my one.
Yeah.
I would teleport. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
James, you want to pick one of these questions?
I would, yeah. Well, my superpower, I would probably pick something dumb that would be completely useless. That you're waiting. Anyways, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go on a different one.
Wolverine.
Right.
Let's see here.
Two more.
Imagine if you're Wolverine with like plastic forks that came out.
Right.
Yes.
Cling. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, great.
I
Yeah.
think what you guys need to ask is what's the shittiest superpower?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I actually like that. That's great.
So we talked about on the one of the podcasts that I don't remember. I think it's Flash or something. That there's one of these movies where you had this big explosion. Whatever you were doing at that time, you kind of and you got hit by this mass radiation cloud or whatever. And whatever you were doing at the time, that kind of helped create your superpower. So if you're like swimming in the pool, all of a sudden you became like
a dolphin,
Aquaman,
like whatever. Or but then we kicked it around. It's like, what if you're doing really something shitty? You know what I mean? Like
you're on the toilet.
You're on the toilet or something. All of a sudden it gets hit. It's like, what is your superpower? Like, no.
That's how we kill the conversation.
If you're on the toilet, your superpower would be making people's feet turn pins and needles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like it would be something like that. I'm trying to take it to a slightly higher brow place.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because
maybe that wasn't appropriate.
Above board. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I was thinking something crappy.
Yeah, right.
Get it?
Yeah. No, we get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you want to tell us one of your jokes? You have a joke for us, John?
Oh yeah, did you hear about the kangaroo that wore glasses? He had to go to the ophthalmologist. Huh?
That's so dumb.
Get it?
Yeah. Hey, you know how many times he's worked on that today?
I said at least 7 times on the way here.
Oh really? I thought that would have been the first.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'll work on it tomorrow. We'll do it again
You know
next time you're on. Okay.
Hey.
I'm gonna go. Thanks, guys. It's been a good night.
I love it. No, this is John. John is he's the king of dad jokes. And you don't do it so much
Because I don't remember them.
right.
I have to
alcohol. plays a part in that. But yeah, but you always come up with something just
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I think we're all good at that.
Yeah, we are 100%. Okay, last but not least.
Oh, here's one. Do you watch Australian football?
I don't, but my husband really likes it because I made him go to a game when we were in Australia.
It's so good.
It's very fast paced. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's like basketball and football and soccer,
rugby.
kind of
And
rugby, right?
Yeah, or hear me out.
Yeah.
It's just its own sport.
No, it
Well,
is.
mean-
it is its own sport. It really is. But it definitely got borrowed from a lot of other sports, I feel like, right?
It's actually been around longer.
Has it?
I don't know. I made that up.
It's quite old. It's actually based on Gaelic football, which is an Irish.
What?
Yeah, Gaelic.
Oh, Gaelic.
Yeah.
Not garlic.
Not garlic.
Garlic football.
It's not an Olive Garden thing.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be great at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on Gaelic football, and it's very. They don't wear any padding. It's very fast. It's very quick, and it's.
Why
But I just never got into it. I was always like more interested in American football.
Yeah,
because it's cool.
And it is cool.
Super cool.
Also, Texas is in the playoffs.
Texas, like the Longhorns.
Longhorns.
Yeah, they sure are.
So I know that you're going to go for the Longhorns because right? Why would you not? And the championship is here in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they play in New Orleans for January the first game, January 1st, January
the playoff game,
the 31st. Is it 31st or the 1st? Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They play, and then if they beat Washington, which by the way it's whatever, they're here in Houston. So
all right.
If they go, are you going to come to the game?
It's very possible.
Let's go.
It's very possible. Sure.
Yeah. So I actually told James that he didn't realize that the game was here. And I'm already looking. I'm like, if it's here, I'm going to buy tickets. I've got to go to this game.
It would be pretty cool. I didn't even know what date the playoff is, like the big championship.
January 8th. It's on a Monday.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because I've got brisket camp that weekend in College Station.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I will take a picture.
Yeah.
I'll just rub it in.
Wave from the crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Way up at the top.
Yeah. Right. I know, right? Because look, Texas, if anything else, when the Longhorns are good, like it's a huge deal, right? Going to the playoffs is a huge deal. The Longhorns are going to the SEC next year, and I think it just sets them up, just being whatever, right? They've been recruiting so hard from that, but just getting there a year earlier than what they anticipated, or 2 years earlier than what anticipated is this is going to be big money. This is going to be hard to find tickets. You're going to pay out the wazoo. I probably can't afford to go to the game without trying to do a second mortgage or something. But
I think it's going to be as that, and November 30th next year is going to be pretty aggressive to get tickets to.
Yeah, 100%. So
I think they'll be on par.
Yeah.
I don't know what November 30th is. I'm sorry. Who are they playing November 30th next year?
I have no idea.
You just
you were just going along.
I agree with you.
It's at the
I'm assuming you're going to say like A&M.
Correct.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought. I just want to make sure I wasn't just like agreeing to something that.
No, it's the first time they met in like I don't know.
12.
Is that how many years? Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Something like that. It's going to be massive, and unfortunately, it's a College Station. So.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, have you seen a game at A&M before?
I have. I actually was at the Bama game this year.
Okay.
And my husband's an Aggie, so I've been to Kyle Field twice, and it's funny because both times that I've been there, I've done something at the game, like once with HEB, once with the meat science department that got filmed and put on the big screen.
Oh, nice.
So I've told him that, like, he's like, this is fucking ridiculous. I went to school here. You don't even like the school, and you're on the fucking like jumbotron every time you come to an A&M game because I'm batting 2 for 2.
Let's go.
It's like I paid actual tuition here, and I haven't done that.
Right.
So,
you got to bring him with you. You got to look. Come on, let me throw you a bone. Come down here.
I'll hold my tongues.
Let's get you on. Let's get you on over here.
People they just like him for his mustache. He's fine just serving that purpose.
It's a killer mustache.
Come on.
Pretty good.
I don't know what it is, and I think it's my dumb luck. I have been fortunate enough to be on a few of the games, and I don't know why, right? So one year I talked so much shit before we went to the Texans home games, the opening game, and I for like 2 days prior to that, I talked about I'm going to be on I'm going to be on the news. They're going to show me the news. I'll probably do something. I just kept talking about it. I don't know why. Maybe you manifested. I don't know. But somebody walked up to me while I was at the game and like, hey, there's a news reporter over here. They want to interview somebody. Do you want to be on this? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to be on this. Totally did a whole news report. I went to the Astros game not too long after that. I made a comment about I'll probably be on the thing. I'm on the Jumbotron. The Kiss camera came on. I had people say, dude, you're on the Kiss camera. It was so cool.
Who were you there with?
You don't know her. It's fine. That was my wife. What are you talking about? And then, I was in an airport one time. COVID. I'm a dumbass. The COVID restrictions just ended, where you didn't have to wear a mask on a plane that day, and I'm flying. And there's a news report going on. I'm walking through the airport, and a guy goes, "Hey, sir, can I talk to you for a second?" And I looked over, and I was like, "Is that a camera?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I love to do this."
So
I
stupid.
said first of all, and they made me sound, which by the way,
They didn't make you.
that's loosely said, but I sounded like such a biggest idiot on there because I had said a lot, but all they took from it was when you're on the plane, you want to eat, you just can't. It's hard to eat when you're, you know what I mean? I was like, Jesus freaking, that's not what I said. You know what I mean? But so my kids, right? We went to Nashville for my daughter's birthday. She's 21 or 22 now. But yeah, she played that she found the clip and she played it over and over again.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. I was
She's
like,
great.
I'm done. You know what? I'm done with that. Can't do it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just saw that this is a totally different subject here. Just released a chili, what do you call it? Not recipe,
Chili mix. It's been a big year. We've done the chili. That's the first time we've ever done that, and we did a really kind of small release just on our website just to see how it would go and how it be received. And probably our biggest thing this year is the sausages that we released at HEB because it's the first time that we've ever gone into. I was going to say fresh meat, but technically it's not fresh meat. It's processed meat, but you guys know what I mean. It's the first time I've gone to the meat side, not just the seasoning the meat side or tools for the meat side. So it's been a big year. Yeah, it's been cool. Have you guys had a chance to try the sausage yet?
Every single one of them.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
I like I don't remember the names. The jalapeno with the cheese and it was like a Fiesta or something.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah. I think those two are probably my favorite. I like anything with cheese in it.
Fiesta probably would have been a great name. I'm writing that down on the notepad.
Yeah. Just if you put my name down below somewhere, would be great.
Sure, yeah.
It's credit or whatnot.
John's Fiesta?
Yeah.
No.
Juan's Fiesta, actually.
Juan's. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. Yeah, so we've definitely had it. What was that creation like? I mean, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna get. Did somebody approach you with this, or you like, you know what, I'm gonna partner with somebody and we're gonna?
Yeah, it was a whole lot of stars aligned. Like I had met, you make contacts and you meet people along the way, and I'd met the folks up at Standard Meat in Fort Worth. It's actually the Rosenthal family. If you've ever been to the campus at A&M, the meat school is called the Rosenthal Meat Center. So it's the family that sort of donated money for that. And yeah, I'd met with them, and because they also have a woman who's a co-president, and women in meat like to hang out and meet with each other because we're few and far between. And I knew that they had this whole plant that just produced smoked sausage, and started doing more work with HEB, and the opportunity sort of presented itself, and we started doing the R&D, and I knew I didn't want the flavors to necessarily be. Tex-Mex is based on our seasoning, but for the others, I didn't want to be like, here's our black sausage, here's our sausage that tastes like our red seasoning, blah blah blah. So had to have a jalapeno cheddar, but I was like, do you remember? Have you guys seen the movie Casino?
Mhm.
Do you remember that scene where Ace is like opening a blueberry muffin? And he's like, "What the fuck is this? There's not enough spread of blueberries. I need like every piece needs to have some blueberry in it." And the guy's looking at him like, "You want us to make sure that there's a blueberry evenly distributed in the 4,000 muffins that we make here every day," kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I say all that to say, I hate when you get any kind of cheese sausage where you cut into it. If there is not a visible block of cheese at your cut, I'm
Right.
furious. So I kept making them put more and more cheese into it. So it's very cheesy cheddar jalapeno. We did the Tex-Mex, and then the other two are based on whole muscle. So prime rib, it's got a prime rib flavor, so it's sort of herby and umami, and it's meant to sort of reminisce and taste like the actual prime rib roast, but it has actual prime rib muscle in there, and our beef has actual brisket in there for flavor as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, definitely. And then so you go through this, you have this created, you go through R&D or however this is, and then you just go through marketing, right? And you go through, you try to market this, or was this, or did you already know this was going to be able to roll it out, or
Roll
I'm
through
just,
HB.
yeah.
Yeah, we worked with HEB to get their commitment, which is why it sort of got undertaken in the first place. I think it would have been a really difficult project to take a gamble on in such a new area, and it's a whole new world. There's very different limitations and requirements, and I've never had to work directly with USDA. USDA have to approve all the labels because you have to be compliant, and then there's like leaker allowances and refrigerated trucking, and none of that happens in seasoning and barbecue tools. So yeah, we had an agreement with them where they were always going to give it a shot, and in fact, it's been out for more than 6 months. They're doing really, really well, and we're about to rotate through some flavors as well. So we'll always have probably 3 in the core lineup, and I'm currently working on a couple new flavors to roll out through the year.
Anything
cool.
that you can mention?
I'm working on something with a little more heat because there are folks that really do like a spicy sausage, but
I can tell you my perspective, I would like a spicy sausage
yes.
with no cheese.
Okay.
I just can't tolerate it. I'm sorry, guys.
You're intolerable.
Why
I
are you
am.
apologizing?
Yeah.
I will say HEB brand do have a jalapeno only sausage that doesn't have cheddar in it, if that helps anything, until I can get you our version.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that sausage.
Yeah. Very cool.
I've had it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. It's weird how you say it.
It's really weird how you said it.
Yeah. I love that sausage. Say it again.
I love that sausage.
Okay.
Okay,
Jesus.
we're
He
good.
just keeps doing it. Oh man.
That's great.
So yeah, listen, I'm sure you've traveled. I mean, I'm a world traveler myself. I've been to
Here we go.
I've been to plenty of states.
Ohio.
I went to Louisiana one time.
Wow.
Oklahoma. Very. I dipped my toes in Oklahoma. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I came right back to Texas.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So yes, I've been around the block a little bit, but how good is HEB?
Fucking great. I
Seriously.
don't think Texans realize. Do you want to know when I realized how good HEB was? I mean, obviously, I grew up in Australia. We had entirely different grocery stores there. And then you come to HEB, you're like, wow. But initially, I was like, wow, America, 300 million people. Look at all the stuff in the grocery store. So big, so plentiful, all of the things. And then when I started really touring around doing classes in different states, that was the eye opener for me about how shit grocery stores in other states are.
Yeah.
Because I remember I did a class in Little Rock with PK, and I'm like, well, it's the fucking capital of Arkansas,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, just get me like a top blade roast and a something, and like it's not super easy to find, but just ask the butcher for this, and this, or the meat department, and they'll be able to get it for you, even if they have to order it in. And I get this email back that's like, they said that they can get ground beef, filet, ribeye, and sirloin. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's all you could get. And so many places it's like that. We Memphis in May, and we were doing. I was cooking at the Kingsford tent, and I had this great plan to do, multiple things for their team, and we shopped at the local grocery stores again, and it was like a depressing experience. Like the quality of the produce, the quality of the meat. Like we are so lucky here as Texans, the quality that we can get and the range, the variety, and even within a lot of HEBs have dry aging chambers now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're very spoiled if we didn't already know it.
100%. And I think that's like, HB's been here for a long time in Texas, and they've always been, I guess, they've always been working on their brand with,
Mhm.
there was a time where a Randall's or I think HB's were kind of in smaller markets for a long time.
Mhm.
Came out of San Antonio or that era, or area. I'm not, but I just felt like it was just like, but there was a moment when I was a young adult and we had HB in town and we had like a Kroger's and something else. And I would go to Kroger's and it just seemed to be, I don't know,
Crappy?
like a depressing store. You know what I mean? And HB
Mhm.
kind of seemed to have whatever. But man, the last probably 15 years, their brand has changed completely. And if you look at maybe a little bit longer than that, but they have dumped so much money into locally sourcing, bringing things in from, they don't want to travel too far out because it's not going to be, the quality's not going to be there. And I know they source from all over the world and whatever else, but at the same time, I mean, holy shit.
They also give a lot of small Texan businesses a go. They have that competition every year. They run the Quest for Texas
Mhm.
Best, where
Yeah.
you're talking about guys that and girls that like maybe have attended a farmer's market and have never thought about scaling, and they will help them if the product is good. And I think that's the difference. Like, how many places have you been where the own brand is as good as, if not better than,
Right.
That's it.
the name brand stuff?
Yeah. No, Mi Tienda,
Oh,
that
slaps.
right? Yeah.
The Misienda tortillas are
Mm.
I know. I know. Dennis Butters, right? Our War Pig.
Yep.
He won that competition, and his sauces are on the shelf, right? So War Pig or whatever else. That's how he got into HEBs. That's how he got into whatever. They offered that competition out every single year. I
yeah,
mean,
that's awesome.
it's kind of cool, I don't know. Like we're trying to come up with something. I think we have a few ideas of. I don't know. I think James is doing pickles. Is that what you're doing, James?
Yeah, pickles. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Throw it out there. I
I'm just
actually
kidding.
used to, and so, and these guys give me a hard time because I always drop, like I used to volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show on
Jesus.
radio.
Dude, you don't have to.
Everybody
Why do
drink
you
a
have to bring it
beer.
up all the
Everybody
time?
drink a beer for that one.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Hey.
But I used to work for HEB. I worked for HEB for like a little small
I
spell.
did not know that.
Yeah, in college. So
Okay.
Okay.
I got the
He knows.
experience of the Harold E. Butts grocery store.
I think it's Howard.
Is it Howard? Howard or Harold?
I don't know,
It
James.
doesn't
but
matter. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with.
I think it's
Whoa,
Howard.
can you look that up?
Yeah, let me look it up for you.
My,
I could be wrong.
My son works at HEB. Howard Harry Butts.
So
He does.
I was in Padre. I was like 20, 21.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Howard.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Thank you for the
Technically, his mother Florence opened it, so it was a woman that started it originally.
There it is. Hey, you know what? That sounds about
Makes
right.
sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Booyah.
Right?
Credit.
Yeah. But so we had a group of people we met in Padre, and we're all kids, and they were like, "Man, we were flying over, and we saw this store. It was a Heb," and I was like, "Okay." And they kept saying it. I was like, finally said, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
What's a Heb?
And like, it was like, we couldn't figure out what it was. And like, it's like store and like groceries. I was like, HEB? They're like, yeah. And like, I said, you go inside? He's like, no. I said, dude, you got to go inside.
Yeah.
So they went and bought beer. Like the next day I see them and they're like, oh my God, they're from Connecticut. We've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Hearing people who haven't been here before mispronounce shit is the best. Like, we had heaps of Australians come over for our wedding, and they were all like, "Oh, we stopped at Busey's, that with the beaver."
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Hey.
I didn't correct them because I
Busey
like to
note.
imagine Gary Busey
Right,
Yeah.
right.
with white teeth instead of Bucky Beaver out front. Like, I thought that works.
Right. Dude,
Nailed it.
so that's another, like, that guy was a trucker that started that. He drove a truck.
Who, Busey's?
Bucky.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he
Making that
was.
shit up.
Beaver?
No, not a real beaver.
That's his nickname. That's why.
Yeah, no, he's the beaver, but he was a trucker.
Okay.
Yeah, like back early in his whatever else. He drove a truck and he was like, he stopped it. He always, like, if I were at a place, I would have the cleanest bathrooms. I would have this and this and this and whatever else. Like,
Yeah, and then he made a rest stop where trucks aren't allowed.
yeah, right. Yeah, hey, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. The dude built it.
Got to keep them bathrooms clean for some, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The dude built a gas station that has like 40 freaking pumps on it. I mean, you know what I mean?
The one in New Braunfels is the biggest. I think they're at 130 or something.
That's crazy.
Right? It's awesome. That's awesome. It's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
And like it's a whole empire. And on top of that, I do think, and not that it's a bad thing or whatever else, but they protect their brand so strong that if you come in with anything, I don't care if it's like anything that's similar to what that they're trying to do, they will take you to court. They'll squash your ass because like you're not going to copy them. You're not going to cheat the system. There, come up with your own thing and do your own thing. Great, but you're not going to take from what they're doing or whatever else. And they pay their people really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just that's their model. Like we're gonna have clean bathrooms. We're gonna have really fresh food, fresh things. Every pump is gonna be available for you.
You're gonna have hardcore carnivore there for you.
That's right.
Yes.
It is there. And I was actually getting there. They have a whole barbecue seasoning section set up.
Yep.
Which is badass.
Yep.
And tools. They got heaps of stuff.
They do.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah. Texas.
Yeah. I hate to do this, but I feel like we've had you on here for a long time, and you have your Friday night to get to. So
Dude, I got red wine to drink, right?
Let's go.
Right, red or white.
I don't even think did we even talk barbecue today?
We did talk
a little
barbecue.
bit. A little bit.
Come on, man, that's not-
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm sure everyone already knows where to find Jess Pryles and Hardcore Carnivore, but if you want to plug your stuff.
Absolutely. You can find me on all the socials, Jess Pryles, Pryles, Hardcore Carnivore as well. A lot of recipes on my site, a lot of recipes on the Hardcore Carnivore site, and they're not all the same. But come say hi. And tell me Grab 'em in the Brisket sent you.
There
Do
it
that.
is.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. We'll have links to all that down below too. Thank you so much for coming on again.
No
Yeah.
worries. It was great to chat to you guys. Been too long.
Yes, hey,
Yes.
thank you.
You
Seriously.
bet. No worries. Good to talk to you. Good to see you guys.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
There it is.
Yep. Pretty much just, I mean, I think she should be a recurring guest.
Yeah. We'll have her
She's
on next
amazing.
week.
She's amazing.
Okay. Stick tuned next week. Jess Pryles.
Jess
part
Pryles
4,
coming up.
And then the week after that.
Part A, part B,
Right.
part C. We have a whole segment, whole series coming up. So, yeah. I mean,
I can't wait to try that Juan sausage or whatever she called it.
John's.
Yo, but she said Juan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Fiesta. It's Juan's Fiesta.
Right. It's gonna be good. I'm telling you right now.
Can you? How cool would that be if she's not going to call it Juan's Fiesta.
I think she will.
She might.
She already said it, so it's recorded. We
Right.
recorded that, right?
We did, and we
Copyrighted.
have her on. Yeah, so it has to be. No, hey, having her on.
Super awesome interview.
First of all, she's great to have on, and yeah, maybe. Well, I don't want to say I don't want to jinx anything, but I do think that where she's definitely going to come back, and I think we could probably get maybe I don't know like every 3 month or once a month or I don't know. We'll see. We'll
Weekly.
see. Yeah, we'll see. We're not guaranteeing.
You're counting some chickens before.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I like where your head's at, though.
I know.
I do like that.
Yep.
We appreciate everyone tuning in, but if you want to get some grabbing a brisket swag, or you want to reach out to us, or any of that kind of stuff, head over to
any type of questions.
grabthebrisket.com. There's links where you can reach out to us, or you can check out our badass t-shirts and hoodies and all kinds of other shit we got on there. You can check out some of the beers we've reviewed. We've got,
You can.
we got some of that stuff on
We've
there.
got recipes on there. I think we've got some
Our
Christmas.
blog's going crazy. So
Yep, we got some Christmas cocktails. I think we have coming out.
just posted the pastrami recipe. That's on there now.
It was so good.
Really good stuff. And of course, like James said, we want to hear from you. So if you don't want to do it that way, you can always call in again. It's 434-829-2299 or email us info@grabtheminthebrisket.com.
There it is.
Dude, that's money. That's magical. As always, the listeners drive the show, right? This is what we're doing. This is what we do it for. So we appreciate everybody that tunes in and listens. Definitely wherever you go, share, like, subscribe, do all that type of stuff. And as always, hey, it's been fun talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the NBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely. And cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, Sucklebusters, and Dalstrong Knives for their contributions.
And you know YETI always has our back, and CoolieNation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing and, of course, the Spicy Nut, the Chicks of Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.